If in 100 years I am only known as the man who invented Sherlock Holmes, then I will have considered my life a failure. A fine thought and fine language is a most precious jewel, and should not be hid away, but be exposed for use and ornament. The love of books is among the choicest gifts of the gods. It is a great thing to start life with a small number of really good books which are your very own. There is nothing more deceptive than an obvious fact. When you have eliminated all which is impossible, then whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. It has long been an axiom of mine that the little things are infinitely the most important. You see, but you do not observe. The world is full of obvious things which nobody by any chance ever observes. Mediocrity knows nothing higher than itself, but talent instantly recognizes genius. Education never ends, Watson. It is a series of lessons, with the greatest for the last. It is a capital mistake to theorize before one has data. Insensibly one begins to twist facts to suit theories, instead of theories to suit facts. A dog reflects the family life. Whoever saw a frisky dog in a gloomy family, or a sad dog in a happy one? Snarling people have snarling dogs, dangerous people have dangerous ones. What you do in this world is a matter of no consequence. The question is, what can you make people believe you have done? It may be that you are not yourself luminous, but that you are a conductor of light. Some people without possessing genius have a remarkable power of stimulating it. Women are naturally secretive, and they like to do their own secreting. To a great mind, nothing is little. I am an omnivorous reader with a strangely retentive memory for trifles. Life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man could invent. There are always some lunatics about. It would be a dull world without them. There is no scent so pleasant to my nostrils as that faint, subtle reek which comes from an ancient book. Crime is common. Logic is rare. Therefore it is upon the logic rather than upon the crime that you should dwell. A man always finds it hard to realize that he may have finally lost a woman's love, however badly he may have treated her. Never trust to general impressions, my boy, but concentrate yourself upon details. Work is the best antidote to sorrow, my dear Watson. Where there is no imagination, there is no horror. No man burdens his mind with small matters unless he has some very good reason for doing so. I am not tired. I have a curious constitution. I never remember feeling tired by work, though idleness exhausts me completely. Of all ghosts, the ghosts of our old loves are the worst. The emotional qualities are antagonistic to clear reasoning. It is stupidity rather than courage to refuse to recognize danger when it is close upon you. Data. 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 He cried impatiently. I can't make bricks without clay. There's a light in a woman's eyes that speaks louder than words. Life, it turns out, is infinitely more clever and adaptable than anyone had ever supposed. Anything is better than stagnation. A man should keep his little brain attic stocked with all the furniture that he is likely to use, and the rest he can put away in the lumber room of his library, where he can get it if he wants it. There are heroisms all round us waiting to be done. Of all ruins, that of a noble mind is the most deplorable. When a doctor does go wrong, he is the first of criminals. The chief proof of man's real greatness lies in his perception of his own smallness. It's a wicked world, and when a clever man turns his brain to crime, it is the worst of all. There are times, young fella, when every one of us must make a stand for human right and justice, or you never feel clean again. My mind rebels at stagnation. Give me problems, give me work. There is nothing more stimulating than a case where everything goes against you. But it is better to learn wisdom late than never to learn it at all. A change of work is the best rest. One's ideas must be as broad as nature if they are to interpret nature. We can but try. When a man does a queer thing, or two queer things, there may be a meaning to it, but when everything he does is queer, then you begin to wonder. That which is clearly known hath less terror than that which is but hinted at and guessed. I think there are certain crimes which the law cannot touch, and which therefore, to some extent, justify private revenge. There is no satisfaction in vengeance unless the offender has time to realize who it is that strikes him, and why retribution has come upon him. Every man finds his limitations, Mr. Holmes, but at least it cures us of the weakness of self-satisfaction. It is easy to be wise after the event. Some people's affability is more deadly than the violence of coarser souls. Even the best of us are thrown off sometimes. The past and the present are within my field of inquiry, but what a man may do in the future is a hard question to answer. One must wait till it comes. Desultory readers are seldom remarkable for the exactness of their learning. I've had ups in my life, and I've had downs, but I've learned not to cry over spilled milk. Jealousy is a strange transformer of characters. How small we feel with our petty ambitions and strivings in the presence of the great elemental forces of nature. My business is that of every other good citizen, to uphold the law. To let the brain work without sufficient material is like racing an engine. It tracks itself to pieces. Read it up, you really should. There is nothing new under the sun. It has all been done before. It's every man's business to see justice done. From a drop of water, said the writer, a logical man could understand oceans and waterfalls without having ever seen or heard of them. If you want to write good copy, you must be where the things are. The most dangerous condition for a man or a nation is when his intellectual side is more developed than his spiritual. Is that not exactly the condition of the world today? Brain, character, soul. Only as one sees more of life does one understand how distinct is each. Streams may spring from one source and yet some may be clear and some be foul.